So today's video is actually, like I said, the essential things that nobody talks about, which is the very much important stuff ranging from school fees to school fees payment plans, scholarship, Post-UTME, and all that type of stuff. I'm going to be shedding light to them in this video. So if you're interested in watching, don't go anywhere, subscribe and keep on watching.
You know how to peg and chit tag goals. I like R's and V's and O's. I don't really play no tic-tac-toe. Been with Chels through highs and lows.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, house up, my name is Fikayo. I'm a YouTuber and I'm making new live vlogs and a couple of other content as well. If you're interested in any of this content I mentioned, please feel free to subscribe and also check out my previous videos. By the way guys, in today's video I'm going to be touching on everything you need to know about Redeemers University again. I have a part 1 on my channel where I talked about literally everything you need to know about Redeemers University, what questions people have been asking me and what you should know, all that type of stuff. I'll leave it right here if you're interested in checking it out. I also have another video about what you should bring to school and what you shouldn't bring to school. Basically a fresher's essential guide to coming or packing for Redeemers University. But today's video I decided to make another video, which is the part 2 on everything you need to know about Redeemers University, which is something nobody talks about. Like, I have never seen any YouTuber out there actually shed light on this matter, actually talk about something like this. So I decided to come here today and say, you know what, I've been getting a lot of questions regarding these sensitive topics, and it wouldn't be so bad if I make a video and address it for people out there that are wondering to get more information about this type of topics or this type of questions, if you know what I mean. So yeah, without further ado, I'm going to be going right into the video. So today's video is actually, like I said, the essential things that nobody talks about, which is the very much important stuff ranging from school fees to school fees payment plans, scholarship, Post-UTME, and all that type of stuff. I'm going to be shedding light to them in this video. So if you're interested in watching, don't go anywhere, subscribe and keep on watching. So the first thing I actually want to talk about is something that I feel like is quite crucial or quite controversial, if you get what I mean. A lot of people do not want to talk about this because they feel like they don't want to give the wrong information to the public, and they feel like they also don't want to provide an information that might be right at the moment they are giving you, but if you're making reference to it a few years from now, it might not be so accurate. But I will tell you for a fact that as at when I'm making this video, that's as at when this information I'm giving you is valid. So if at all you come across this information later on, please do go ahead to check out the Redeemers University official website, also make reference to what I'm saying and see if as at the time you're making use of this information it is still valid, if you get what I mean. So the first thing that I want to talk about, which I said is something that I feel like is quite controversial, is the amount of school fees. Everybody is always asking, not everybody, like most people are always asking me, oh, how much is fresher school fees, or how much do you guys pay, how much do nursing students pay, how much do law students pay, how much do blah, 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 people pay. I cannot give you the accurate information on how much engineering students pay as a fresher, nursing student, or law students, and I only know how much me I'm paying, if you get what I mean. Like, I don't know how much other people are paying for their school fees, but you can get information on this on the Redeemers University website if you're interested in coming to Redeemers University or you're contemplating on bringing your child to Redeemers University. As at now, the regular school fees for students in Redeemers University is between 600,000 to 700,000 naira. But if you're a fresher, there are always this extra cost or extra expenses that you tend to pay for, which is like caution fee, acceptance fee, what else do they pay for, medicals and all that type of stuff. So all these things usually sum up to about 200 and something thousand naira. So imagine you adding that 200 and something thousand naira to the existing 600,000 or the regular 600 or 700,000 naira that the students actually pay over here. That should give you an idea of how much you're to pay as a fresher. Unfortunately, they don't longer give students what's it called, tablets or like Samsung tabs. So that is kind of like a good thing, because it's going to be, the cost of that is going to be taken away from your school fees, which is going to make it the school fees lesser. I said unfortunately because a lot of people are not happy about the fact that they no longer give freshers Samsung tabs, but think about it, actually a good thing, because it's going to relieve your parents of the cost of them paying for it as a fresher, because you do pay for this stuff as a fresher, because you're going to have the tab all throughout your stay, or rather the tab is literally going to be yours, so they have to pay for it as a fresher, like when you're resuming freshly. So that has kind of taken the cost out for the parents, and they don't longer have to pay as much as they used to back then. I remember when I was a fresher, I can't remember how much I paid precisely, but I think my total payment was between 800 to 900 and something thousand. I'm not really sure, but subsequently my school fees dropped to 600 and something thousand naira, which is a fair thing if you ask me, because that those freshers costs are usually the things that usually make your school fees go up, and that extra cost is what I mentioned, which is like 200 and something thousand naira. Like I said, please make sure you go ahead to check the official Redeemers University website to be sure that okay, what you want to actually study, or the course your child wants to study, or your ward wants to study, is actually the price of the school fee is actually similar to what I am saying. I'm only providing this information based on the information I gathered from a few people. Like I said, my school fee subsequently is usually 600 and something thousand naira. A few people have told me their school fee subsequently is usually 700 and something thousand naira. That's why I said it's usually between the range of 600 to 700,000 naira. However, there are certain people that have told me that their school fees is less than 600, which is about 500 and something. I can't really remember the department of the person that told me, but I don't want to put that price out there in case it's not accurate, so that's why I'm just leaving it at 600 to 700,000 naira. But if you're a fresher, the additional cost of like 200 and something thousand will be included into that, and that will make it go up to about 800 or 900 or something. If you're lucky, it could even be 700. So even as a fresher, if you get what I mean. So the next thing I want to talk about, which is something that I feel like most YouTubers don't talk about as well, or rather no YouTuber has talked about it that I know of, is the school fees payment plan. So the Redeemers University has actually made it very easy and very convenient for parents to actually go ahead to pay their children's school fees or their ward school fees, and that's because they made a 40-20-40 payment plan. That means when you're coming for your first semester, whether you're a fresher or you're a 200 level student, 300, 400, 500, no matter the level, you still go by that 40-20-40 rule. And that's literally first semester when you're resuming, you pay 40% of your school fees. Before you write your first semester exam, you balance up your school fees with 20%, and when you're resuming second semester, you finalize your school fees by paying the final 40%. I don't know if I said that right, or if I'm to take it again, but literally when you're resuming when you're resuming your first semester, regardless of the level you're in, you pay 40% of your total school fees. So if for instance your school fees is 600,000, you pay 40% of 600,000 when you're resuming your first semester. When you're about to write your first semester exam, you're to balance up with 20% of the balance before you write your first semester exam, and when you're to resume second semester, you now finalize with the remaining balance, which would equal to 40%. I don't know if I said that right, but if you have any questions, please feel free to drop it in the comment section, and I will be extremely more than happy to answer your questions. So yeah, it's usually 40% of your initial school fees when you're resuming first semester, 20% when you want to write your first semester exam, and the balance of the of the 40%, you pay that when you're resuming second semester. So they kind of made that very easy for parents and guardians that plan on paying their children or their ward school fees, so they don't feel burdened and choked with the pressure of paying their school fees all at once. Redeemers University will not tell you to pay your school fees all at once. If you have the money and you want to pay for it at once, that's amazing, that's good. So the next thing I'm actually going to be touching has to do with school fees as well. I know a couple of universities have like this official account number that students are to pay their school fees to. However, when it comes to Redeemers University, you pay your school fees via your student portal. So whether you're in 100 level, 200, 300, 400, regardless of the level you're in, you pay your school fees through the student portal. You can pay with your meter card, and you can also pay through the bank. I feel like even if you have to go, even if you have to go to the recommended banks that the school recommend for you to pay your school fees, which is Access Bank and Zenith Bank, you still have to go through your student portal, because when you get to the bank, you have to provide them with your RRR. It's not like they just have this official account number that you just pay your school fees to, and that's it. No, Redeemers University, you have to pay through your student portal. So even if you say, oh, I don't want to pay through my card, I want to go to the bank and pay it, you still have to go through your student portal, because when you get to your student portal, they will provide you with the RRR that you take to the bank and pay your school fees with. If you don't want to do that, it's easy. You can still pay with your with your card, with your remitter. So Redeemers University doesn't have that account number that you pay to know. You pay through your student portal. When you get to the portal, you can now decide that, oh, I want to pay through the bank, or I want to pay with remitter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope I was able to explain that enough. But if not, like I said, please feel free to drop your question in the comment section and I'll be sure to respond to it. The next thing I actually want to talk about has to do with scholarship. I feel like a lot of people don't actually know that they can enjoy the Redeemed Christian Church of God scholarship if they attend Redeemers University. And apart from this scholarship, there are actually a few more scholarships that are actually open to Redeemers University students, although I am not very sure of the first two I'm about to mention, but the Redeemed Christian Church of God scholarship is the one I'm very much familiar with it. So the first one that I'm about to mention, which I am not super sure about, is the one that's open to Ede indigents. So Redeemers University is located at Ede in Osun State. So if you're an indigent of Ede, you can actually enjoy scholarship that's provided for Ede indigents. I've heard this before, but I didn't make proper inquiry about it because I'm not an indigent of Ede, and I just did not see the point to make inquiry about it if I don't have any intention of benefiting from the scholarship. So if you're an indigent of Ede and you're a Redeemers University student, or you're planning to come to Redeemers University and you're an indigent of Ede, you can actually make more inquiries about this to get more information on it, so you can probably enjoy this. But I don't know if it's 100% accurate, or like the information is 100% accurate, but I did hear about it and I'm providing that for you guys to still make inquiry about and find out. The second scholarship that I heard about is the one that's open for I think they call them honorary students, but it's literally one of those things that the school would ask each department to provide their three top students, and those top students would actually enjoy scholarship based on their academics. So it's not like they'll say, oh, 100 level top 3 students, 200 level top 2 students, 300 top 3, 400 top 3 more. So it's literally a combination of all the levels in that department. From all the combinations, they are just to pick their top 3 students. So those top 3 students can be one person from 100 level, 2 persons from 200 level, or 1 from 200, 3 from 400. You get that kind of, or 2 from 400 rather. You get, so it's not like you pick 100 level 3 students. No, it's like a combination of all the levels in the department. You get your 3 top students, and those 3 top students per department are the ones that actually enjoy the honorary scholarship for students based on their academics. So yeah, it's actually a tough one, considering the fact that it just has to do with the top 3 students per department, not even per level in a department. So it's actually always competitive and hot, if you get what I mean. So yeah, according to what I've heard, that's like the way they go through it, but I've not really made inquiry about it because you get what I mean. But yeah, if you're interested in knowing that, or you know that you can actually make it to that, feel free to make inquiry about it or to find more information about it, and obviously they will let you know. And if you feel like that's something you can actually handle and that's something you can make it, so baby girl, baby boy, feel free to do that. The other scholarship that I know for a fact that I'm 100% accurate about, and I've heard about it and I also enjoy, is the one that is offered to members of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. Like I said before, I enjoyed this scholarship. That's because I have been on this scholarship ever since I was a fresher, and there are actually different methods when it comes to this scholarship. So there's a price that you deduct if you're just a member, or your parents or your guardians are just members. There's also like a sum of money that you deduct if your parents are workers or your guardian is a worker. There's also the scholarship, the amount that you deduct if your parent or your guardian is a pastor. So if you're just a member, or your parents are members, or your guardian is a member, the sum of 150,000 naira is usually deducted from your school fees. If your parents or your guardian is a worker, the sum of 200,000 naira is what is deducted from your school fees. But if they are pastors, your guardian or your parents are pastors, the sum of 250,000 naira is thereby deducted from your school fees. So I remember back when I was in 100 level, up until 100 level to 300 level, I was literally enjoying the scholarship that was made for just members because my parents were members. But when my mom became a worker in church, I was able to upgrade my scholarship to the one meant for children or wards of workers in the Redeemed Christian Church of God. So whether your parents are workers, members, or pastors, you can actually enjoy the scholarship meant for the members of Redeemed Christian Church of God, as long as they are members, pastors, and workers of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. That's the one that a lot of students tend to benefit from, in Redeemers University, and I feel like a lot of people don't know about it, but some people do know about it. That's even what made me come to Redeemers University. My dad heard about the scholarship and he was like, oh, that's pretty decent, you get what I mean. And like I said before, my school fees is usually within the range of 600 to 600 and something thousand naira, but back when they used to just deduct 150,000 based on the fact that my parents were just members, it would just be, when they take out the 150, my dad would just have like about 500 and something to pay left, which was it's not a lot, but it's decent and it's quite fair if you ask me. Now that my mom is now a worker, they take out 200,000 naira from my school fees, and I think recently this session I had to pay like 600 and something thousand. I can't really remember. I think so. Having them take 200 and something thousand naira from my school fees, my dad just had to pay for the 400 and something, which is actually a fair deal if you ask me. Imagine if my parents were pastors, they would take out 250,000 naira. So yeah, this is the scholarship and the scholarship amount stuff and how they do that. The next thing I'm actually going to be touching is Post-UTME, everything regarding Post-UTME. I've seen people, I've received questions about people asking me about the Post-UTME, how it's about, how if you're to read for it, if it's compulsory, all that type of stuff. If you write exams, yes, you do write exams for Post-UTME. Are you to read for it? Yes, you're to read for it. However, there are not established questions or past questions out there that says, oh, Redeemers University Post-UTME past question. And when I was writing Redeemers University's Post-UTME back when I wanted to enter this school, I was using the Post-UTME for OAU because I was actually planning on going to OAU before Redeemers University came into the plan. So I didn't do any special or dedicated reading for Redeemers University. All I just had was the reading I was doing for OAU, and the past question I had bought for OAU. That's what I was using for that was what I was doing to prepare myself for the exam I was about to write. So yeah, you're to read for it. Is it hard? I don't know what you describe by what you see as hard and what you will not see as hard. So I don't know how to answer that question for you, but just prepare for it and be sure that you're prepared for it. So yeah, that is it. And you're supposed to write an exam for the Post-UTME. Currently, as at now, I believe the Post-UTME exams have currently started, because I did see a few students writing Post-UTME exams a few weeks ago before exams started. But I think it might still be on. It should still be on. I don't know. If you're interested in coming to Redeemers University or you still like to write Post-UTME, feel free to go to the Redeemers University website. The website is not your enemy. If you're planning to come to the school, it should be your best friend. It should be your friend. It shouldn't be your enemy. You should literally be going there every time to see if there's an update in any type of information. So yeah, feel free to also go to the Redeemers University website to check if Post-UTME, to check for the next available Post-UTME dates, or contact any of the numbers there and ask them questions about, oh, I want to write Post-UTME, when is the next date, how can I go about it, all that type of stuff. They will give you all the information that you need. However, I've also had people ask me what's the cutoff mark for Post-UTME. As per the information I recently received, which I believe is what has been which is what I believe has been used ever since how many years ago. I believe that's even the cutoff mark that they used for my set when I wanted to enter Redeemers University in 2018. So, and that is 170. So I believe the cutoff mark that they are still using now is 170, although I am not 100% sure of that because I haven't made any recent inquiry about it. But feel free to check the Redeemers University website or contact any of the numbers there and ask your question, and they will be sure to provide you all the information you need. But I think it's still the same as the one they used for us back then, which is 170. So if you're wondering what's the cutoff mark for Redeemers University, I believe it is still 170. But please do not take my word to it 100%. Feel free to go to the Redeemers University website and make your inquiry and be sure about it before you say, oh, okay, I heard from this person and I'm taking a word 100%. What other information did I want to give you about Post-UTME? I believe that is it. Cutoff mark, what you need to know, everything. Yeah, I believe that's literally it. I believe I've been able to shed light to all the things you need to know about Redeemers University, or the essential things you need to know about Redeemers University that nobody talks about, which is the important stuff. So I believe, like I said, I've been able to shed light to this information. If at all you have any other question you want to ask, or any question regarding any of the things I mentioned, please feel free to drop it in the comment section and I will be sure to respond to them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Don't also forget to check out my other videos regarding Redeemers University, and I also make vlogs regarding Redeemers University, so feel free to join it, feel free to subscribe, feel free to also check out my previous videos, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.